Hello ladies and mental Jen, and welcome to another replay cast. Today we are playing the STA-2, the Japanese tier 8 medium premium tank, playing on Arctic region, playing in a light tier 9 game, so not the best matchmaking this tank can get, but not the worst either. And before we go into anything, I have to say the STA-2 is probably the worst tier 8 premium medium in the game at the moment. Well, it's up there with the super pushing, but then again, the super pushing is bad for different reasons. But from the tanks that have been added lately, this is by far the worst. You don't see almost any of these driving around as well, and for a pretty good reason to say the least. So first of all, this tank is not very fast or agile. The Moots is faster, obviously the CDC is faster. I think this is slightly faster than the Panther 88. But the biggest killer of this tank is the really bad AP pen, which means that a lot of the times you will have to resort to shooting gold ammo, which is one of the best gold ammo is in, well, I think it has the highest pen out of all tier 8 mediums, but then again, that is not really the kind of stat you're looking for when you play tier 8 premiums. The good part about this tank, or the strong side about this tank, is that its aiming time is pretty damn good for the most part. You don't really have to struggle to aim at people a lot, but your shell velocity is shit, and sniping with this gun is also pretty damn bad, because, you know, bad pen plus bad shell velocity isn't really the combination made in heaven for sniping. Anyways, we do pick up this first CDC. I did miss my first shot on the move, so my platoon mate there takes too much damage, but we do manage to pick up the CDC right away. Anyways, usually I don't play the North like we do in this game, but if you look at the matchmaking, they really didn't have any medium tanks at all, so it was likely that we would get this position, and it's a pretty decent position to fight in. You can get pretty good shots in the air, especially if you have gun depression like this tank does. It is a pretty decent position to be in. Obviously, you need to make sure that you actually can shoot anything. I'm playing a bit like a potato against that T-43. The fact that I'm bouncing his fucking turret with the disc gun is a bit retarded, but you know, it's his stock turret, so it's okay, right? But at least I hit the IS Cupola twice, and now 3 times, but one of them bounced because he's Russia. It's okay. No problem, mate. And here, a bit of a potato reaction speed by me, so RIP. A little bit of hit points. The T-43 is using the derp gun, but he's not that dangerous to me because this tank has enough armor to bounce that. If I was in a CDC here, I would really not be happy about taking these trades, and fucking finally I managed to pen the T-43. And judging by the critical hits, I'd probably kill his commander as well. Trying to push this up, and you know, another bounce, and he actually gets a pretty healthy HE shot into me now. It didn't pen me, but it did fuck tons of damage just because he managed to shoot me in the hull. Now this Panther is doing the best he can to block the fucking T-43 and let him get away, but I do manage to get at least one shot in there, so at least I have that going for me. Now, going for this Yak Panther, do hit his upper hull, but didn't pen. And now the shot looked like it went into me, but that was kind of a server lag issue, I guess, there. But there we go, we do pick up this flank fucking finally. And now it's time to move on in our life and see what else we can do. And we're reasonably efficient here. Maybe we took a bit too much time, but if you look at it, we killed like 4 or 5 tanks and only lost 1 for it. And like even though we lost tier 8, we killed 2, and we killed about 3 7s as well. So, I mean, it was reasonably effective, but it was not very efficient, I guess is how you could call that assault. So now we are kind of fucked, because if you look at the enemy team, they still have all their tier 9s left alive, while we only have 1, but there's nothing we can really drastically do about it now. My best, like, now we would be really fucked if they have something into the pocket to my left, into that real TD jerk-off spot, but then again, all the big TDs have been spotted. The only one who is missing is the Stuart Mill, who is likely to be there, but maybe we can deal with that without getting fucked. And sadly, their Artie gets away as well, which might be a problem later on. Anyways, and there's the fucking Stuart Mill. That's really bad for us. He does have the stock gun, which will help in the future if we actually have to fight him, but the fact that he's there is going to be super awkward to fight him from my position. I'm literally now just hoping that he doesn't peek me, and there's nothing I can really do if he decides to peek me. Now I'm trying to defend the cap circle, defend the cappers. I don't think we can really realistically cap this game, but if I play this aggressive, I could get some free damage in here on tanks like the 704, which I do. I managed to track him and pen him somehow in that angle. Anyways, it works, so I don't really mind. If Fafus can now hold the Stura Mill back, then we should have a pretty reasonable chance to win, obviously if he doesn't get killed by these guys. I'm not sure how good or bad his positions are. This 704 is tired of life, so we are going to pick him up in just around below 6 seconds is the reload on this tank, well, at least in my configuration. And if you are wondering, I am using gun rammer, bird stab, and coated optics. Good old IS-6 armor definitely needed that buff, so you couldn't pen the fucking flat side of it anymore. Great shit, Wargaming, great shit. But we do manage to do pretty reasonable amount of damage here and not take any in return. And now the Stura Mill is free to peek me, and that's really unfortunate. And he does have the small gun, as I said, which is nice, so I don't have to lose 500 health for this. Then again, maybe if you had a big gun, I might have been able to not get damaged there. But as you can see, this play is falling apart for us now. It kind of sucks to leave those guys in the cap circle, but then again, if they know what's good for them, they should be falling back, and I am going to try to go for more of a flanking play. It's not really good for me because obviously my tank has no penetration. I'm probably going to be dealing with heavy tanks frontally, but I could try to flank them if the Verdi doesn't die very quickly. That actually could work. And the problem with the cap circle being somewhat dead now is that I can't really peek the T-34 and all that bunch without really getting shot back. Now I load HE for the great HE mechanic in this game where, you know, you would imagine at least you'll do like 10% of damage to anything really with HE, like what is the point of carrying it anymore? I know I can't pen an IS-6 with AP, but, you know, the great fucking HE mechanic where you can't even fucking do it. 37 damage with HE shot that does 300 damage when it bends. That's so fucking ridiculous. Like, why the fuck isn't there like a minimum amount of HE damage that will always happen, even if you hit like the thickest armor? Like, for instance, if your HE damage is 950, like with a lot of, well, like with a T-49, why the fuck isn't there always that minimum amount that always is gonna happen? Like, 95 damage. It's fine if it's shitty, but, you know, it's better to have that than nothing. And now I'm just cannot hit the turret of the SD-1. I could actually be able to do 70 damage to his turret if I hit the top of it, but like hitting anything with this gun can be problematic at times. But just the fact that I wasn't the one to kill the fucking IS-6 and I already had to shoot him instead of this SD-1 that could have been dead now is really irritating. And now I'm not even gonna bother to load AP. Like, that's an SD-1. You cannot pen anything on that turret with AP. And as you can see, 275 pen heat also isn't enough. But, you know me, when I load heat, I get to shoot a fucking AMX M4's ass. So, you know, excellent value there. And another shot that hits his cupola with 275 pen, but you know, fuck you. I decide that this is too useless and there's not much I can really do about this, so instead of trying to force the issue anymore, I'm gonna try to get back and actually play some better angles. And yeah, I am a gold noob indeed, because I'm not trying to pen a fucking SD-1 with 180 penetration. Boo-hoo. And now I bounce off the Stura Mill as well, just for some more fucking hilarious values here. Now, while I do get to pick him up, I need to run away, and the sad part is the one shot that I wasted there will now come back to haunt me in the form of the SD-1 and a T-34 trying to shoot me in the ass. I need to try to make this escape. I can't drop anywhere. You cannot get out of those holes if you go there. So I need to try to get away, and that's exactly what I'll try to do. And it's gonna be quite tough, to say the least. The SD-1 does miss his first shot, and so does the T-34, so far so good. I'm trying to lock onto here, but at the same time I'm trying to drive in a weird manner so they couldn't hit me easily. And I do actually manage to pen a T-34 and actually survive this, so pretty impressive. Live to fight another day, and maybe it's gonna be enough to actually win this game later. Generally speaking, I have two plays now. I could try to go back to try to defend before they even get there, or I could guess that they will be trying to chase me and run away from our cap to try to get them exposed in as bad positions as I can. If I go to defend, it there's not that many great positions to defend this base from if you cannot get spotted and shot at. So I'm actually going for the safe play here, which is trying to take a high ground, trying to take a bush up there and hope that they're actually coming for me and I can maybe hopefully snipe them with this gun. And we still have the Artie down there to spot for me if they're actually going there or not. So we still have options. I'm going for this play now, and we'll see how it works out and if anybody actually gives a shit to chase me or they're actually going to just play for the cap circle. For them, the right play obviously is going to go to cap. There's no point really chasing me as I have no value in this at this point anyways, apart from, you know, being annoying at the end if they actually go into the cap circle. Another play I could try to do now is to go through their base to through the bottom of the map to our cap circle that way, so maybe I get some sick flanking in. But that at this point will take too much time probably. Also, our Artie actually managed to pick up theirs, so that's alright for me, I guess. I mean, less targets to shoot at and less Arties to try to shit on me. And since if the ST-1 did get spotted for killing the Artie, then the Artie actually gave away the fact that they both were going for the Artie. Anyways, now we know that the ST-1 is gonna go for the cap, so there's no other plays I can make but to go back defend. I could have thought about capping earlier, but even then, like, they probably would have made it back in time, and I'm not even gonna fuck around here. Like, this AP is too shitty to even consider shooting it at the ST-1 or even the T-34, or even the side of the turret of the T-34 can be quite tricky to pen with this fucking AP if you get a bit unlucky. So now we're going for the defense, obviously. The right setup, if they knew where I was, is to put one guy up close, like on G kind of floor area, and the other one in the cap circle. That's probably the best defense they could make at the moment, but we'll see what they do. It's kind of hard for them to expect which direction I will be coming from, as they have not seen me for a while and I could have relocated in all sorts of ways. But I'm doing probably what is the most predictable play here, which is just coming from here. And I'm not actually sure if how well you can see into this cap circle. And this is really good timing for me. Pretty shitty shot. That could have actually hit his gun mantlet from the side and fucked me massively. But I did get to pick up that kill, and I have 45 seconds to make something else happen here. I should be unspotted now, and ST-1 actually peeks me for some reason. And I'm pretty sure I got spotted there, but for once I get lucky on that fucking ST-1's turret, so that's the game. So Ace Tanker, Top Gun, 4,826 experience with the double, 109,757 credits made before ammo and repairs, and after ammo and repairs only 66k, because hey, let's have 180 pen against an ST-1. 1,532 base experience with, yeah, obviously 6 kills. So, yeah, pretty decent game. Pretty potato fight against the T-43 at the start there. And I could have actually hit my HE shots to make this so much easier, but in the end I had to resort to shooting so much heat that I had to fucking take a shower after this game. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed a slightly different kind of replay from me, I guess, and I'll see you on the next one.